Czechoslovakia.
Hello.
Welcome back to the extravaganza.
Episode 2 of season 2. If we're trying to kind of keep that theme.
Episode, but 41
42.
for the second episode in the new studio.
Yep, I do love it here already. It feels very much like home, and
It's cold as fucking here.
that's why I went and got the hoodie. I think because you got the AC going. Just want to make sure you keep it cold.
Keeps that electronics running good.
Cosmo likes it cold.
Because he got that permanent Bill Cosby on all the time.
Whoa. Are we mentioning Bill Cosby and association with Cosmo?
He's not a nice guy no more. He's still, that's it. It's done forever.
I think so, right? I mean, didn't he rape a bunch of women?
If he would have done it as a child, can we see past it as he grows as a man, or is it because he's just a man, he fucked up? Once you're a man, you do things like that, you're not allowed to get better from that or look like you've changed in some way. You're just permanently that forever.
Okay. Are we going under the assumption that all of it's true?
I mean, went to jail for it, right? I guess that.
I'm just saying, if we're going with that assumption, then allegedly, or really, I guess actually, he raped upwards of 80 women. So I don't think you come back from that. There's no redemption from.
Really?
Yeah, it's dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens.
But isn't that the way we're set up, right? To forgive, to.
No, I don't think we're set up to. Who says we're set up to forgive?
That's a crazy crime, but. So that's what it is too, right? It depends on what you did, right? Before we can forgive.
I think it has a lot of things. I think, let's say the crime is stealing a Snickers bar, right? You can come back from stealing a Snickers bar, especially if, and maybe only if, you also kind of are sorry about what you did and realize what you did and admit you're wrong and being like, that's something I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't steal Snicker bars. You know what I mean?
Right.
I shouldn't steal anything from a 7-Eleven if I don't pay for it.
Right.
If you do it, you steal a Snicker bar and then you become a wildly successful pop icon and then talk down about people who jaywalk on their way to buying a Snickers bar. They don't steal a Snickers bar, but they jaywalk over here. Then you just talk down about them over and over again. Like he did he had all kinds of ethical questions about why somebody uses the N-word or a fucking, several things that he would talk bad about people and make them feel bad when he, 20 years ago, maybe he stopped being that way to women, possibly, I don't know, but he did all sorts of terrible shit. Again, if we're going with the assumption that what's happening is true, then why should he be forgiven at all if he's also being hypocritical and he's also not saying that what he did was wrong? He's not being, he's not forgiving anything. What would make me think he even changed?
Well, he's America's father.
No, he's not.
He was in the 80s, early 90s.
No,
he was painted as,
marketed as America. He wasn't America's father.
Right.
Okay.
So because he has, that ethos, that personality, that aura about him.
No, again, nah. It was marketed as that. He wasn't actually that.
Right. But I think when we see people that are respected as an archetype or an example to follow and they fall, what it starts to do is affects the way that it throws the whole entire structure. And I agree. I've agreed with this for a long time. There should be no structure. There should be no religion. We always go back and forth on legalizing all drugs except for flakka. When you so-called have a structure, it's like when your parents, and I say a father's generation or the father of a generation, when you see your parents fuck up or you find out things about your parents and then you realize they're human, it kind of throws your world off a little bit in a sense where maybe the things you used to feel bad about doing as a kid to not look bad in front of your parents, you start to think it's okay to do now. You know what I mean?
I think that's okay.
You think that's okay?
I think it's totally fine to realize your parents are human. I think it's healthy. And I think it's even more healthy and obvious, like capital D, capital U, capital H. Bill Cosby is not Bill Cosby. Like, he's not Cliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
Duh. That's
Right.
fake shit. It's a thing that was built to sell you things.
Absolutely.
It's marketing. It's all it is. At the end of the day, it's not about entertaining you. It's not about giving you information. It's a means to an end. It's to sell advertising. So it's all it is. So his America's Father shit, good. Blew up their world. Congratulations. You woke up. That little piece of the metal came out of your neck. You got flushed down the toilet and you're out of the matrix.
But what about the people that really believe in those things?
What about the people that really believe them?
It's like growing up and
They're
finding
asleep.
up Santa Claus.
They're asleep.
Oh, the woke conversation.
They're asleep. No. I'm not like be woke. They're asleep.
Please don't.
You are believing in something that isn't real.
Right.
Okay? Now, if you consciously believe in something that isn't real, that is fine. That's fine. If you want to be deluded, I still believe in Santa Claus, right? I believe him in the way that I will like do the little thing with the kids, even the grown kids, even adults sometimes, about, well, you better be good, or Santa Claus, because it makes me feel good. I like the thought of like, obviously, there's no dude flying around space at the speed of light.
A chubby ass motherfucker
dropping down,
eating cookies.
But so what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what?
Yeah.
I let myself believe in that. If you want to dilute yourself thinking that Bill Cosby is innocent because he made it awesome to be black in America to the masses,
or there's a side conspiracy that he wanted to buy ABC,
or that same thing with Michael Jackson was killed because he was getting the masters of blah blah blah. Yeah,
I thought that's why he molested children.
All of it, you know what I mean? Once you it's always the meme about once a black man rises to a certain level in the United States, then the man is always going to come after him. And I haven't done enough research about any of that shit to say if that's right, wrong, or otherwise. But all I'm saying is, if the reason that you don't believe that this motherfucker raped somebody because he had a sweet TV show and he did a lot for black empowerment and confidence and standing tall and giving a good example of, I mean, it's not real. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not a real thing. And you can still feel that way because it's still true. There's still plenty of Cliff Huxtables in the world right now.
What's Cliff's son's name?
Theodore Huxtable.
What if Theodore Huxtable came in and seen Bill beating the shit out of...
Wait, Bill or Cliff?
Cliff.
Okay.
The same, yeah. Okay, the character. You're right, the character. So the son walks in on the dad beating the shit out of the mom. Or any metaphor for him walking in and finding his dad. His dad maybe being jerking off to gay porn. Okay.
Yeah.
His dad maybe is a huge, finds out, oh my God, my dad's been running all our money into the ground gambling. Any number of reasons. Is there a proper reason to come in and feel like the switch turned on and now you look at your dad as an enemy and pulverize your dad, like just get rid of him, beat his ass, shoot him?
There's probably a list of reasons why that switch could flip. Absolutely. I would say I can go into probably several, most of them having to do with some sort of assault or traumatic event, like you're saying, like stealing money from someone that's important to the other person, Yeah, there's several reasons, because at the end of the day, like, your parents are put on earth to like protect you and do right by you, and if they don't, then they need a good talking to, they need to be cut off, or might need an ass whooping. I was talking to my girlfriend about that today. What if I saw my dad, my real dad, that I haven't seen since I was 9 years old, after the shit that he did? And I was like, shit, I think I'm still at swing on him. I don't know for sure, but I might still be at swing on him. So we'll see.
I think those are the most hardcore emotions. I can't speak on the female side, but a son not having his father, man, that's something that I still deal with as an older man. Anger issues, the inability to let people like not that people have to prove themselves to me, but I have to see certain things that allows me to respect you, to even allow you to love me or give me love or even accept like an I love you or something like that. And it comes from the relationship with my father, you know. And this story that I'm gonna play, we had two stories that you guys should check out. It's called Father's Fault, and it's about a young man that rode around and shot some people in Kissimmee. A gun was given to him by his father, and we had a good argument going back and forth. Is can you blame your father for putting your son on to certain things? And then we had another episode with Lionel Tate, which was the youngest man in American history to be basically tried for murder.
Right.
And that was a Florida story, plus it was the youngest kid, and we talked about how old do you really have to be before you understand that you can kill somebody, and can you be be held liable for something like that. This story is about a 12 and a 14-year-old boy, Alex and Derek King, and they're from North Florida, the Pensacola area, and they killed their father. Well, Derek is really the one that killed physically, but Alex was made an accomplice because he was there. They also burnt down the house to kind of, the police say, in a sense, they were trying to cover up the crime. Now, this one gets deep because there's no real evidence of abuse. Even the kids say that the father really didn't abuse them. One of the kids just says, nah, he used to just stare at me and give me that stare. And that was enough for me to feel like he was abusing me, right?
Okay. What year is this?
This is like early 90s.
Okay.
So,
okay.
It's a crazy story.
I'm intrigued because
so far, it's an American Justice. One of those.
Made me think that shit was like 2017.
Nah, this is back. So I'm gonna let Kimberly spit the facts on us.
Spit that hot fire. What's up, Kimberly?
Kimberlina.
She's buffering.
From thoughtseo.com.
Troxio?
Children who commit parricide, the killing of one or both parents, are usually plagued with mental and emotional turmoil or live in fear for their lives. Whether or not such mitigating factors were true in their case, the lives of brothers Alex, 12, and Derek King, 13, changed irrevocably on November 26, 2001 when they bludgeoned their father to death with a baseball bat and then lit the house on fire to cover up evidence of the murder. Florida's youngest murder suspects. On December 11th, a grand jury indicted both boys for first-degree murder. The Kings were the youngest children in the state of Florida to be put on trial for the crime. Had they been found guilty, they would have faced mandatory life sentences. After several long, convoluted trials including a separate trial involving a family friend/child molester who was accused as an accessory, the boys were convicted of third-degree murder
family
and arson.
friend/child
Derek
molester
was sentenced to 8 years and Alex was sentenced to 7 years to be served in separate juvenile detention facilities.
So, the plot thickens.
Does it? I missed it. How's it thicken?
The whole child molester thing.
Okay, so who's the child molester?
This random dude that made friends